Hello guys, welcome to my first demo slash tutorial. We're just going to jump right into it. I'm doing Will Smith's Deadshot from the Suicide Squad movie coming out. I'm really excited to see that. Uh, Before I start any of my artwork, I like to already have in mind what I'm going to be doing as far as poses, facial expression, backgrounds, because it makes it easier to approach when it's time to put it down on paper or um, whatever digital media that you're using. And as you can see, I like to start off with like real loose, rough sketches until I get the proportions and the pose right. I like to use more dynamic poses and facial expression because it makes the piece look more exciting. And then when I'm done with the loose sketches and the poses down, then I go over it again and put more of the muscle structure in. And same thing goes for facial expressions. I think the more dynamic the facial expression is, the more exciting the piece will look. So somebody that's like grinning and yelling or what super excited, it just makes your piece look more dynamic that way instead of just having somebody with just a plain face. But yeah, that's what I do here. I make sure I have like the proportions right. I look at reference photos of what I'm looking at so I can get a good idea of how I want my person to look. Since it's fan art, you don't have to have your person look exactly like the character you're trying to draw, but to get like the similar qualities in that character, like Will Smith have big ears, so I like to have this person have like extra, you know, bigger ears. And don't be afraid to like erase and go over and change things. That's what it's for. That's what art is for. And like I said before, I like to look at reference photos to get the qualities of the character that makes them stand out. And later on, I'll probably make another tutorial about how I do approach that and how I do it in Photoshop. I skipped over the step where I clean up the line art, but you get the drift. You just want to make it a little easier to approach, a little easier to look at, because when it's time to put on clothes or armor, you can just have a better palette to work on, pretty much. I like to, with the armor that he's wearing, I mean, even though it looks a little sketchy, I like to have more solid lines on there because it's armor. So more straight lines, more clean lines. It helps you, the artist, approach it and put it on a little. It's easier to work with. So that's why you see like all the loose sketching is erased, and I made the character outline a little bit more solid. I cleaned it up just a little bit. And as you can put up, like, you can use as many reference photos as you can to try to get the armor or the clothing of your character on point. I mean, it's not going to look the exact same, but as long as you have like the basic stuff that they're wearing on, you can definitely work with that. Because it's fan art. You're not supposed to it's supposed to be your own style. So even though my character is a little bit more cartoony looking, but has like the realistic elements in it, that's what makes it my style. And once again, I'll come out with a tutorial later on about how I approach it in Photoshop, because I'm using Photoshop right now. I like to put as much detail in the clothing that they're wearing as possible. Just cause that's just how I am. I like, even though it's not like a photorealistic look at the character, but it still has like the realistic elements in it, if that makes sense. I'll probably skip the step, the part where I do the inking. Um, I just want to pretty much just get across how I approach the character in sketching it, and get to the coloring part, the more fun part. But I'll probably do in a later tutorial later on about how I do the inking process, because I use a different program for the inking process. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next tutorial. If you like what you see, like my page, subscribe to it, and see you next time.